Welcome to Autism and Goodness. My name is Tiffany. Yeah, it's been some time, but I am back. Got some things to discuss, so let's get into it. Let's do it. So, wanted to just talk through how, every video I talk about, the stuff that either we've done already, we've experienced, are actively working on, or things like that. But I think it's important to talk about how, while everyone likes to, praise what I'm doing, but I need help sometimes. A lot of times I need help. So I think it's important that, especially as Black women, we don't take this superwoman complex that we admit when, I got nothing. I need the help. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not a sign of weakness. It's just you're overwhelmed. You've hit your limit. Or it's just you just don't know what to do in the situation. And it's good to have support or some type of help to help you navigate through things. And that's going to be kind of the theme today. I think I've mentioned before, James has a support coordinator that this is not affiliated with the school. This is outside of the school. We work with an organization called CLS. This support coordinator is to kind of help him with outside of school, like community living type of thing. So we put together the IPOS, which is the individual plan of service that basically sets up goals that we want to work on, or different skills we want to work through that are outside of like the school setting. Like she's going to be connected kind of with the school when we do his next IEP. How can we help with kind of community living things, independence, things like that. So it's more geared towards that. And she has been amazing so far and been a huge help. And this is going to be another instance where she's been very helpful. So, and also part of our IPOS, I also mentioned how we had to hire someone to kind of like it's a parapro, but outside of school, to help with different activities in the IPOS. So we have one person that we hired that works with James at least once a week, where they do a shopping trip every week, and also they'll do some social activities. So so far they've done shopping, and then they his school has a basketball team, which James refused to join the basketball team. That's a whole other story. But so anyway, but they go to the games, so that's like the social activity that they do. And there's also like this organization called Roundup, where they have like dances and social activities twice a month, and they try to kind of work those in kind of the thing. So but the whole point is to get him out in the community, kind of help him understand how to navigate through a store to shop for things, also working on kind of social activities as well. So things that like mom can't necessarily always do. So that's been amazing. So that's been all kind of through the help with Beth and our support coordinator kind of help us getting staff for that as well. The other thing that's part of our IPOS is for him to find employment or an opportunity, some type of employment opportunity. So she had a connection with a local hospital where she worked with a young man years ago, I think about 3 years ago, she said, where like administrators at the hospital over in one particular area, I think they do like kind of like all of the services. I think that's called environmental services. So they do like the laundry, the food, cleanup stuff. So that department that kind of does all that stuff at the hospital. Anyway, she had a connection there and was able to get them to kind of try working with a young man that she was working with at the time to give him an opportunity to see if he could work at the hospital. And, fast forward to now, he has since been hired in full time at the hospital and has been doing amazing. So she said, well, James is in a similar situation, needs an opportunity to kind of just see what he can do, see if he's able to kind of work in this setting and be supported. So she reached out to that contact again. She was very receptive and everything. It took some time for us to basically, the plan was like, yep, interested, want to set up a meeting. So that took some time to get the meeting set up to kind of have us all go to the hospital. So me, our support coordinator, Beth, and James, we all went up to the hospital in January now to meet with the administrator to talk through possible opportunities that James could work at the hospital. So we're thinking like, okay, to get him started, let's just do 4 hours a week. It could be like after school, like it could be 2 days after school. He works 2 hours, 2 days a week, see how he does. And then eventually maybe we add on more. So we went and we didn't meet with the person that Beth was connected with, but we met with kind of administrators, kind of like counterpart almost. His name was Joe. Amazing man, super nice. So we were able to kind of go in his office and talk through, he asked James a few questions, which I was a little nervous about, but he asked James why did he want to work at the hospital. So I was kind of like, ooh, no, because we had not prepped him, because we didn't know really what the meeting was going to be. We just thought it was just going to be like, hey, just kind of see where it goes. We didn't know if he was going to like actually interview him. So he went in with no prep, and James told him, well, I want to help people. So, buddy. So he's okay, that's great. So he's like, do you think you want to work washing dishes, or would you want to work in linens? So James doesn't know what linens is, so he said washing dishes because he's very familiar with washing dishes. So then Joe says, well, I think the only thing about, because you're going to be limited hours, like with washing dishes, you kind of have to wait around for, the work to come to you. So maybe we might try you out in linens first. And I just whispered to James, linens is the laundry. He's, oh, okay. So anyway, come to find out, the hospital actually is connected with an organization called Best Buddies. And Best Buddies is an organization that their whole goal is to help people with special needs find employment. So we went in having no idea. They said they have currently 13 staffers that are through Best Buddies, which is amazing. And he said, like, yeah, you really wouldn't know. Most of them, you really wouldn't know they were with Best Buddies, but they are part of their ecosystem at the hospital. They're well supported. They're treated like everyone else, expectations for everyone else. But we know that because of their special needs, that they'll need like some additional support in certain areas. But for the most part, it's been an amazing program. And that particular hospital is one of the employers in Michigan that has the most people from that program within their facility. So, which is great. So all sounded amazing. All sounded great. So we talked through possibly, what his work hours would look like. So Joe said, well, if he's coming after school, like pretty much everyone's kind of gone by then. So would it be possible for him to come in the morning, like on a Monday? So I was like, well, yeah, I mean, the way his school is set up, it is not a traditional school. So he has flexibility to, if he gets a job, to go to the school like, 4 days a week or part-time or whatever. It's a lot of flexibility. It's not like a traditional school. So already worked that out with the school staff there. So what we'd worked out is that, he could potentially work on a Monday, 4 hours, so that like all the full staff is there to help support him and kind of help him learn his job. So great. Meeting went really well. James did really well with the questions that he asked, so was happy about that. He took us to the area of where they or potentially have him work. It's not doing laundry. It's actually where they would go to like fold different like sheets or hospital gowns or anything that's, linens or cloth. Is even include like diapers and stuff like that. But like they had all of these carts where each cart had a checklist of all the different things that need to go on the cart. So essentially he would go and fold up and prepare these carts to go to the various floors of the hospital and get them ready to go. So basically he was like stocking up the different areas within the hospital and taking them up. And they're big carts, but they're really easy to push and pull, so there's no problem there. So what they did recommend, even with the support system, that maybe we get him a job coach for like a couple weeks to kind of see how it goes, and then eventually maybe the job coach can go away, but just to kind of get him set up, maybe just having a one-on-one person. And we had already planned to get him a job coach, so No problem there. So left the meeting with Joe saying, yeah, he's going to connect with his boss to kind of talk about next steps, because he wasn't sure, because it's only 4 hours a week, to start, like kind of what the process would be, because he's used to hiring people that are at least 20 hours a week. So he wasn't sure the full process of, what he'd have to do or whatever. So yeah, left. Really good meeting. Me, Beth, and James the second kind of sat and met after, and she said, yeah, I'm going to do a connection with the person that I know at Best Buddies to see about if they can possibly also offer a job coach as well. So let me kind of figure out how to do that. So she was able to find her connection, and basically the connection said, yes, we offer job coaching services, but we have to get a referral from MRS. I mentioned MRS before, which is Michigan Rehabilitation Services, their state program. They would have to get a referral from MRS. Once they get the referral, then they could start the process of setting him up with a job coach. So I would just have to reach out to our counselor caseworker at MRS to start the process. Okay, I figured this seems relatively easy. Yay! So I reach out to our caseworker at MRS. Had to reach out to her twice, because MRS, they don't respond to the first email. It takes at least 2 emails to get a response. So responded on the second email. Oh yes, nice to see you again, Miss Jones. No problem. I'll connect you with my colleague. Her name is Crystal. She handles more of the they call it so basically the status of his file at MRS is like kind of one thing, but in order to get a job coach, you'd have to transition him to, I think it's called a vocational rehabilitation file is what they called it. So I guess this other person handles those type of files. So I'm like, fine, whatever. Okay. So then this Crystal person, she calls me, she leaves a voicemail and says, yes, I had a few questions for you. Just wanted to kind of connect with you. So I finally get on the phone with her. I don't understand why you're trying to change his file. He's not ready to work. Okay. I was like, well, I don't understand. She was like, I'm looking at his file, and he did the summer work program, and all this like his last report was fine. I mean, but I maybe call them. I can call the people from last summer to get some information about him, but they're probably not going to remember him. And I'm thinking to myself, it was just last summer, and he kind of left a good impression on them, because the person that he worked with in the summer even sent me like a private text message just saying how much she enjoyed working with him. So I think they're going to remember him, but whatever. So then she said, and then the past 2 summers, yeah, he's not ready to work according to those reports at all. So let me take a step back. Last summer, he worked at a park. He got a really good report from working at the park. The previous summer, he worked in retail. So-so report. The summer before that, which it was his first job experience ever, it was also in retail. It was not a great report. What does that tell you? If he's worked 3 summers, 2 of the summers that were retail, they weren't great reports. But the one time he didn't work in retail, he did so much better. Maybe retail's not his thing. And also, what kind of program is this where we're not trying to improve him there's no improvement plan every summer? It's just like he's just given the opportunity, which we're grateful for. It's paid. It's good experience, but there's no plan to improve him year over year. So she said, well, he's not ready to work. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. Well, he's been given an opportunity at this hospital just based on he's nice. Pretty much they're trying him out to give him an opportunity. Like, how is he not ready for work? That's the whole point of having a job coach. Well, I'm not approving him for a full-time job coach because he is not ready to work. He's only 19 years old. What is his school doing for him? I'm not familiar with Clarkston School. Like, I don't know. Are they even doing anything? You need to call and find out what they're doing. I was like, okay, let me stop you there. So they are doing an amazing job. We are besties. I talk to them not all the time. So I know exactly what they're doing at the school. The thing is that while he's working on things at school, none of these things are directly connected to an actual job, we're being handed an actual job for him to do at a real hospital that could turn into something more if he's given this opportunity. We just need a coach to get him going. Well, I can't do that because I need to collect data and I need to review, I need to do all these things and I need to do that. It's not an instant process. Well, why doesn't he just doesn't Clarkston have Project Search? Yes, Clarkston does have Project Search, but the issue with Project Search is if he goes through the Project Search program, which is, it's a program, it's like a school program. It's considered like a capstone for his school program. If he does that, goes all the way through that program for the year, and then he doesn't get a job or anything, nothing materializes from that, then he can't go back to school. That cuts off his services through our district. Oh, well, it'll be the same thing if I switch him to this vocational rehabilitation case. Oh, yeah. And how long is he supposed to go? Is he going to school? I was like, well, he can go to his school till he's 26. We'll just do it when he's 26. Because he's not ready to work. I'm not exaggerating. That is the amount of time she kept saying he's not ready to work. And it's probably a few that I'm forgetting. But she just kept saying it as nastier than how I'm delivering it. It was just like every time she said that, it was like someone was shooting me point blank range every time. He's not ready to work. He's not ready to work. Every time. But here's this guy at the hospital that's just willing to give him a chance. How is he ever supposed to be ready to work if he doesn't ever have an opportunity to work? How is that supposed to happen? So, sorry, just reliving this in my head again. So, basically I said, while he's able to go to the school till he's 26, the way the program is really set up is they're not it's not like, you're in high school, you got to go to 12th grade. Like, at some point you need to like transition out of it. Like, James is going to be 20 years old this year, okay? I don't see something drastically changing in who he is going through this program between now and then he's 26. It is available to us and it's a great resource for us to use until he's 26, but the goal is never for him to go until he's 26, because at that point you're going to wait until he's about to get kicked out of the program, age out of the program to actually provide any type of job services, when someone is literally saying, we will give you a job, just get a job coach. So basically I said, well, you know what, clearly you're not trying to help us with this, so we're just going to have to figure something else out. So she's like, well, yeah, you should be getting you're getting, no, she said, you are getting emails about the things he is, that are available to him, the resources that are available to him right now through MRS with his current file. I said, I'm not getting any emails. The only time I ever hear from that lady from MRS is when it's time to do the summer work program. I've never hear anything. I was like, well, let me connect with her because I don't get any of those emails. I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah, you should be getting you should be getting all that. I'm showing that. I don't know what you're seeing, but I'm telling you, I'm not getting them. I'm only getting the summer work stuff. Like, I never hear from her. And like I said, it took me 2 emails to actually get a response from her for something I actually need her for. So I said, well, so clearly, I was like, well, clearly this is a bust. So, she was like, and then she goes, well, I'm just trying to do my job. I just want you to be aware of that's what's going to happen if I switch his file to this new classification in order to get him a job coach. And I don't think we're not going to be able to approve him getting a full-time job coach. I was like, well, I never said he needed a full-time job coach. This is him working for 4 hours to start. You can't. So no. So after that horrible call, pretty defeated, because that was kind of the only shot we had to get him a coach to support him for this opportunity. So I went back to my support coordinator, Beth, and basically said, hey, explain the whole situation. This might be a dead opportunity because MRS is just not willing to approve him at all to get a job coach. So I guess we just got to go back to the drawing board because this is not going to work out. So Beth, she emails me back, who did you talk to at MRS? Give me her name and phone number. So I was like, oh, okay. So I gave her the information. But then she called, and Beth called me shortly after. She said, hey, I just wanted to call you because I was thinking, I was initially mad for you and was going to call her, but I figured that might be not the right move. But I wanted to just call you because you saying that just triggered me, because Beth also is a mom of an adult with special needs, a young adult with special needs. And she said it just kind of brought me all back to for her own son, where she was going through a similar thing with MRS. And she was like, yeah, nothing what she said made any sense, because the whole point is that someone is willing to give him a shot. We just need you to support that. Like, that's all we need. And I don't know. I was like, yeah, I explained it was 4 hours. I explained it wasn't full time. Nothing I said was good enough for her to be able to provide services for us. So I'm telling this story because, like, they're supposed to be helping people with special needs get employment. And I just don't think, I think the problem is it is a state program and it's caught up in the bureaucracy of a state program. I don't know why it would be so much pushback for someone who went out and found their own opportunity to just support them in this own opportunity. You could even say, we'll only support him for this X amount of time, but I wasn't even given that option. So anyway, so Beth said, well, we kind of talked back and forth, and then she said, you know what, we might be able to get a job coach through another organization that doesn't even work with MRS at all, that we can just go directly to them and hire direct to them, which I'm like, okay, that'd be amazing if we could. So there's an organization called Dutton Farm, and they're in Rochester, and they have a, they offer job coaching, employment services, people with special needs. So she said she's going to reach out to her contact there. I want to say it was maybe 20 minutes. She called me back. Yep, I got somebody through Dutton Farms. They're ready to go, and we are. So we just need to hear back from the hospital. So I'm like, wow. Like, because I was done, man. I was just like, I don't know what to do. I just sat at my desk and cried. I don't know what to do. So I don't think people realize just how hard it is for you to watch people just shit on your child. Essentially what she did. Like, just, you're trying to help, you're trying to do all the right things, but just to sit back and have somebody just shit on your child and not help them when that is supposed to be their organization's mission and goal. It's a little, you just feel defeated. Like, you don't know what to do. Like, and I didn't at that moment, and I just thank my support coordinator, because, like, I didn't have nothing at that moment. I just was like, I knew once I kind of got over my feelings, I knew I was going to figure something out. I just didn't know at the time what it looked like. So that was the moment I had to tag in somebody. Hey, yo, I got nothing, man. Like, these people just, yikes. I don't know what to do. So while that's positive, I told you we met with the hospital in January. It's now almost the end of February. We've still not heard back from the hospital of when he could possibly start working. So we figured out the whole job coach situation, but the hospital has kind of ghosted us a little bit. So still have not heard back. So I have reached out to Beth again, actually yesterday, and said, hey, I'm going to take it as, like, this may not be a thing. Like, we lined everything up. I arranged for with the school that they're good with him not coming on Monday to be able to work. We've been able to secure a job coach, but the hospital is like, they haven't got back to us. So I'm going to take it as this may not be something that's going to pan out. So maybe we should look at something else. Haven't heard back from Beth yet, because I think she might be just kind of, looking to see, like, what might be out there. Maybe we can just work directly with Dutton Farms to see if they have a work opportunity. I don't know. But basically that's where we're at on the job front. Yeah. So, funny story. After that kind of depressing story. So I'm trying to look forward to like summer and try to plan that out now. So so I gave James 3 options. I wrote them out. I said, okay, but for summer, I'm trying to figure out what we can do, what you want to do for summer. So here are your 3 options. Number one, you can do the summer job again. Number two, you can go to summer camp at Oakland University. They have a summer camp with OU Cares, which is cool. You can do that. Or On My Own, which is an organization we work with a lot, they have a summer camp. And as a part of their summer camp this year, they're offering like a residency part of it, where the summer camp is like in July, and you do the day camp during the day, and then after summer camp you go to their like apartments and you live there, and you come home on the weekend. So, which I thought was really cool, because you not only got the summer camp part, but you also got an opportunity to see what it'd be like to kind of live away from home. So I was like, oh man, I think he would really want to do that. So that was the third option. James looked at my little list and he said, I want a job. I said, you sure? He said, yeah, I want a summer job. So that kind of put another battery in my back a little bit, because I'm like, hey, yo, it's not me. He want to work. So like, I don't know another way to like explain it. But according to her, he wasn't ready to work. So, but my boy said, put me out there. I need to work. James said, I'm not trying to spend money. I'm trying to make money. Okay. So, so yeah, man. Just trying to figure it out. I'm going to sit probably after I'm recording this to kind of sit and just brainstorm on some ideas, like from a work standpoint, and see if I can figure something out. I think we got like the social stuff. We're getting them out socialized. That we're actually gonna maybe hire another kind of parapro person to kind of help them with the social stuff, to kind of get them out at the house and stuff. So more to come there. I talked briefly with the guy that we might be hiring. Is someone Beth recommended. So I think we're meeting him Friday to kind of vibe check and kind of see. And he's closer to James's age, which that's something like, yeah, he can't keep hanging around these old people like me and his dad. He got to hang around people closer to his age. So just trying to sort through that a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to sit and probably just do some like few hours of research and try to figure out some ideas that I think from a job standpoint, whether it be me just kind of going to local businesses. I'm also maybe trying to think about contacting not MRS, but the organization he worked through MRS to get the summer job last year, to see if they have anything. I have a feeling it's going to be kind of the same thing as I got with MRS, but I just don't want him. It's just hard, because it's like, how do you expect someone to ever be ready for work when he just is doing these onesie twosies? Like, he works in the summer for 6 weeks, then he goes the whole year, he doesn't do anything. He's not doing anything from a skill standpoint that is directly connected to an actual job that is going to hire him or about to hire him. He's not learning a particular skill or a trade to do an actual job. I need a situation where he is actually, in the environment. This is how he learns. He is actually in the environment where the job is, learning the actual job and getting better each day doing the actual job. It's just kind of ridiculous that she really expects me to wait till he's 26 before we try to find him any type of employment or anything. I'm like, that's not how the school is set up. And then to try to make it seem like I'm out of touch with what he's doing. I was like, no, I'm very aware of what he does at school, but this is a real job. Why would I? Oh, no, hospital. He can't work here. He's not 26 yet. Like, fuck out of here. Anyway, so that is my quarterly rant about MRS, because, yeah, they keep playing me. So proceed with caution with MRS. While we are appreciative of the summer work program and it is giving him great experience, I need it to lead to something. I need my boy to be actually given a full-blown opportunity where he can really show what he can do. I felt like him working at the park was very telling. That report was a completely different report from his previous reports, which showed me that retail is just not for him. He did very well working in a park. Even though that would be a seasonal thing, it just showed me that, oh, these are the type of things he's probably really good at. So I'm hoping to, well, a few things. I hope maybe the hospital contacts us back, or we're able to find something else he could try out. But yeah, I think people grossly underestimate trying to find a job for someone who, A, does not have a high school diploma, he has a certificate of completion, and B, is a special needs person that might need a little bit of help to kind of get going. So, people may not want to also give him a shot or give him a chance. So, like I said, I'm going to sit and try to just think through some thoughts and some ideas of where we could possibly try to reach out to people, or reach out to I don't even know. I don't know. I'm gonna see what Beth comes back with when she responds to my note. And I might even reach out to a school to kind of just check in and say, hey, how's it going? Because it's been kind of quiet for the past few months. So just kind of see if their thoughts, because I'm just kind of tired of people letting me down. People suck sometimes, especially that lady at MRS. She really sucked. Yeah. So I hope if you ever have to work with MRS, you don't have these. Well, everybody I know that works at MRS has had a similar experience or worse, or they're not responsive at all to them. Like example, a guy that James went to high school with, he actually was a year younger than James. His mom, he's actually pretty high functioning. He drives and everything. So his mom reached out to MRS to kind of, because he wants to work, so to help him find employment. And they had him work at a grocery store for 6 weeks. And then she heard nothing else after that. So then because I frequently see her when I do Pilates. So she said, hey, like, I don't know what happens next, because that was like a good 3 weeks ago. He worked at the grocery store. I haven't heard. So I said, yeah, you have to, they're not proactive. You have to hound them to get the report or any information on next steps, because they're not proactive at all. So the next time I saw her, she said, well, I got the report and they said he did fine, but I guess there was like some, either he mopped or there was something wet on the floor and he didn't put up a sign. And she was like, so they knocked him down for that. I was like, well, did anybody tell him? She's like, that was my question. It's been weeks later, so nobody knows like the scenario. Similar to what happened to James, his first job with MRS. Is like, did anyone coach him through the problem? Like, I don't even know. He's not going to be able to recall what happened or the situation. So there's just no coaching. If you notice that they're lacking in a particular skill, they just kind of let it happen. Like, they don't coach them through it. I feel like the park maybe did a little bit more, because I think the only like somewhat negative note is that he needed help being prompted. But for the most part, they said he participated. He greeted customers, or people that were at the park. He greeted them. He did everything. He worked as a team. Like, he did all the things he was supposed to do. Just he needed prompted a little bit to kind of get going. Which, yeah, that seems about right for him. But yeah, I don't know why this organization is like that. I wish this wasn't a whole episode dedicating to crapping on MRS, but they crapped on my child, so I'm crapping on them. So hashtag them MRS. I'm hashtagging in a minute. So they suck. I don't care. He's not ready to work. Go to hell. Anyway, so that's where we're at on our journey. But yeah, you're not gonna have all the answers, and that's okay. Hopefully you can tap into some resources, or someone to be able to guide you through some things. Or again, that's kind of why I started this channel, just to be a resource to people, like a knowledge share. Because yeah, these people that are supposed to be helping you, they're not really out to help you. They're all about process and, red tape. And yeah, it sucks for our people, but we keep fighting the good fight. So hopefully the next episode is a little bit more chipper than this one. But yeah, just wanted to give an update. It was a very active situation a couple weeks ago that I was still sorting through, and didn't really. I wanted to put enough distance between when it happened and when I record, because I didn't want to be like a blubbering, crying mess on here, because it's like, yeah, she just shot me in the face. Like, just, no, bah. Like, okay. So anyway, I'll keep everyone posted on how it goes, or if we hear anything, or if we find another opportunity, but that's where we're at. Or if you have any suggestions, I'm all ears. Please drop them in the comments or reach out to me personally if you know me. But yeah, that's where we're at. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode or learned something from it. But please ask for help if you need it. It's okay. You're not going to have all the answers, and you're going to hit roadblocks, and you're going to hit people who don't really give a damn. They just got a job to do. Like I always use the Mr. Rogers quote, look for the helpers. There are always people out here helping, so just look for them. They're out there. When you find them, you create that community for yourself. It is amazing, because like I'm telling you, Beth came through. Like I was like just done. Like, and she just like, I got it. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the episode. Please like and subscribe and share, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.